Hi, I'm Slack, this is Tony, and welcome to SmogVlog. We're just going to chat some crap about vaping. The first thing we're going to chat about is vaping in public. So, what's your deal with vaping in public? Where do you stand?
Well, if we're talking about stories, I mean, recently I was in a DIY store, shall we say? Not actually vaping in the store, but I did go outside to their sort of garden area, and I'm pretty sure my whole view was if you've got clear sky above, you're all right to smoke, sort of thing. So why wouldn't it be applicable to vaping as well?
That's not right, it's the amount of sidewalls you've got as well into the indoor smoking rule.
I think you're reading more into it than I ever did. Anyway, moving on. So I was outside in like the gardening section while the significant other was inside looking at some, I don't know, toilets, shall we say?
That's not me to clarify.
Not this time. Anyway, so I was outside and this kid was vaping, and usually I'd sort of like make a point of going over there and saying hi and whatnot, but he was being, I don't want to say aggressive about it, but definitely not giving a fuck about other people that were out there and vaping as well. And so he was just blowing clouds everywhere. I was actually quite interested in what he was using, but seeing as he was being such a dick about it and vaping in like people's faces, there was one guy who visibly sort of like wafted the clouds out of his face and then walked back into the store. I thought that was just not right at all. Didn't actually have the bollocks to go over there and say anything, but I would have, thinking about it afterwards.
Yeah, I mean, you don't want people giving vapors a bad name. I mean, it's probably not really a health risk or anything like that, you know, a bit of second-hand vape that's so diluted down in amongst the air. But regardless, you know, it's a bit rude, isn't it?
It is
a bit rude.
I don't agree with it at all.
When I'm out and about, I tend to, if I go walk about down shops, whatever, you know, I tend to vape, and I always make sure that I don't blow my vape onto people. And similarly, if I'm going for a sort of tight bit of people, I just won't do it for a moment, because like a few seconds isn't going to kill you, you know.
No, that's right.
So you know, it's just manners.
It
it's
is.
Manners.
That's exactly right.
You don't want people thinking all vapors are arseholes, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, it sort of brings us on to like vaping at home, inside or outside. I mean, what do you do like when you're at home?
I generally vape inside. I mean, there are times when the room gets so clouded out that I will actually go outside. But like during dinner, I mean, don't vape during dinner with other people there, just out of common courtesy, really.
Yeah, so I vape at home a lot, as you know, we can see here. But I tend to be a bit careful about where and when I vape, because I have an epileptic dog who, you know, they can't get near caffeine or nicotine and stuff because it would stimulate epilepsy. So I'm always really careful around the animals, you know, make sure. I usually have guinea pigs live in this room, and that they've been carted out so we can record this. My girlfriend hates the vaping too close to her. She doesn't mind it in the same room, because look, she would much prefer I vape the other end of the room than I would have had a cigarette in there, like, you know, hours ago. You know, the cigarette smoke sort of lingers, and that's pretty minging. And now I'm an ex-smoker, you just notice how much it lingers. I mean, if you vape in your car, you've only got to have a look at your windscreen. When you used to smoke, it was just this thick yellow, and now it's nothing. You know, it's fine. So yeah, I vape at home, but again, like when I'm out and about, I'm just careful where I'm vaping, where I blow my vape and stuff. So yeah, what about you guys? Leave us some comments, let us know what you do, what your thoughts are on that.
So then, do you find that vaping in public opens up dialogue with other people?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, sometimes people are interested in it, you know, current maybe smokers, people looking to give up, sort of get into it. Other vapors, you know, what setup have they got, you know, comparing each other's, you know, that's always a favourite, talking about different flavours. Certainly when I sort of first got into vaping on the Cigalikes one years ago, you know, that would always, you know, people would like hadn't seen or heard of it, and then they were seeing it. Whereas now, I think it's a bit more mainstream. So the sort of like wow factor of like, what the hell is that guy doing? That's sort of dying down. But yeah, I mean, It certainly does. Also, you know, you go out to a pub or a club or something, you go outside for a smoke. You know, clubs is the best example because you can actually talk to people outside because you can hear each other inside a club and you just can't hear anything.
No.
But whereas out in the smoking area, that's pretty cool. And I do quite like going out, having a chat to people about stuff. And usually because you're vaping, particularly if you're vaping something, big rather than a cigarette, people notice it and it comes up in conversation. What about you?
Does vaping open up dialogue with people? Yes, in as much as you don't know whether you can and can't do it, especially when you're in establishments. So I was in a restaurant, I don't know where, I can't remember. But
cool story, bro.
I was doing the usual sort of like vape it and then blow it underneath the table, so that there's like no vapour. Or there's the into your shirt trick, which can sometimes go horribly wrong. It's still a talking point though. But a waitress came over and actually poignantly said to me, actually you can't do that here anymore. We've just had it written into the rules that there's no smoking or vaping allowed. I was actually quite impressed that they'd actually managed to detail it in as much as smoking and vaping.
Yeah, I think we're going to see more of that though. Vaping in public places.
Yeah.
I don't, but you're a bit of a rebel like that.
Oh god, yeah, I will stealth vape everywhere.
Yeah.
Absolutely everywhere.
Yeah, I'm okay. I mean, I could go a day or so without vaping, as I said before. So waiting a few minutes is fine.
It's the thrill of the chase. It's the thrill of the chase. It really is.
Yeah, see, I'm surprised I'm not into that because that was the exact reason I started smoking. Because it was something to do. It's like, so I all got to hide around the corner, make sure your parents don't catch you.
Yeah.
Make sure now the neighbours see you. There was that sort of element of excitement about it.
Yeah.
But yeah, with vaping, I've not really gone for that. I just enjoy doing it. Like I said, same as a cup of tea. It's nice.
It is enjoyable. It is enjoyable.
So yeah, vaping on the go. Do you vape in the car? Vape and drive?
Yep, definitely. Plug in the old USB charger to whatever you're using and you're good to go. Yeah,
I'm also occasional vaper in the car. Every drive home, definitely. Some mornings if the traffic's bad. The only thing that concerns me is if you're in an accident mid-vape and you've got a massive mod box and atomizer. I know someone who used to smoke a pipe, a standard wood pipe, and he had the airbags disabled in his car just in case they went off while he was smoking his pipe. Now it's a bit different because he was leaving that in his mouth, But at the same time, if you're in an accident with this, that's going to mess you up.
True. Hadn't really thought about it until now, and now I'm quite horrified at the thought.
Yeah, so I mean, in terms of accidents as well, one thing I've noticed, which we might have to get a little handy cam out, is I had this stuff, the serialised loop, and it was producing some wicked vapour, and driving along I had the window shut and just exhaled normally forwards and I could not see a fucking thing. I was just completely blind. I literally had a windscreen wiper the fucking thing just to get rid of the vape, and oh man, yeah, that was bad and it's pretty dangerous. So I think I've learnt my lesson on that, having the window open a bit just to drag it out,
Definitely. It's more of a problem with sub-ohm vaping and higher VG content liquids, because the clouds they produce is just phenomenal. You can't have a closed car and be vaping in it because you're just hotboxing the bastard. You really are.
Yeah, that's true. Okay, I'm just going to show you what I mean about vaping while driving. So we just sat my car on the drive, really badly parked into a tree. I'm just going to give it a hit and show what happens. As you can see, for a couple of seconds you can't see anything, and yeah, I mean it's still lingering, but this is fine and visible, but it's just that initial hit where you take a drag. It's terrible. It is terrible. Yeah, I mean, it looks bad on camera. It's just as bad, you know, when it's right in front of your eyes. You just can't see anything. That's crazy. But yeah, you were saying about plugging it into the USB. I was driving down to Bournemouth the other day in like really awful traffic, and it's supposed to take just under 2 hours from where we are, and it took 4.5. And during which time my phone battery had died, and I was using that for sat nav, and also I was on the My Taste MVP, and that had also gone down to low battery. I'm like, well, shit, what do I do? Because this is my only device I had at the time. I'm like, so do I find out where I'm going, or do I enjoy the rest of the day by being able to vape? So we were like hot juggling it and like trying to vape while plugged in while driving in traffic. It was a fucking nightmare. Yeah, not such a problem now because I'm properly into the whole vaping thing, and I just keep buying new stuff, so I don't think I'd run out anytime soon. But remembering to take it with you, yeah, that's probably key.
Yeah.
Actually, talking of remembering to take it with you, you had a story about your brother when he was out and ran out of juice.
Not remembering to take it with him. Yeah, so my brother, he works at London, and he forgot his juice one day. He had what remained in his tank, but he usually kept a spare bottle in his drawer at work. He, like the knob that he is, forgot to... just the whistle change.
What up, tugboat?
What up, tugboat? Anyway, he forgot to take a spare bottle with him for his drawer. So he got to work, no juice left in his tank, realised he hadn't got any juice left in his drawer, and then promptly start to panic, because that's what we do. Luckily though, turns out a lot of corner shops are starting to stock even cheapo nasty e-liquids just on the counter, and he luckily enough had one round the corner from him, walked round there, found one that he liked the look of, and just bought it there and then, managed to fill up straight away. Disaster averted.
Yeah, the corner shop at the place where I used to work, that also started stocking. The only problem is it's makes I've never heard of,
yeah.
And this is it just dodgy Chinese stuff? I personally wouldn't ever just buy like the Chinese e-juice, you know. I'm fine with buying, all the hardware comes from China, but you know, I'm always careful about what wires I buy, what cottons I buy, and e-juice especially, because you don't want something dodgy, you know, with some unknowns in there. You know, it's good it's really good that shops are starting to stock this. You know, that is brilliant. I'm all for that. I'd just like to see some sort of known brands, and perhaps it will come with the shops. You know, maybe the sort of shop brands are going to start overtaking the online brands one day. You know, that'd be kind of cool, maybe. But
I think for the minute, when push comes to shove, you'll go with what's available though.
yeah, I can go without. So I don't know.
That's all right for you, but we're not all like you.
No, I know.
I know that I would be the same as well if I got to work and I ran out of juice. I'd start sweating and I'd shake. So like, need to start thinking, where is my next bottle coming from?
Yeah. Well.
Bottles and USB chargers.
Yeah.
If I've got those two, then I'm okay.
Yeah, so talking of running out of juice, yeah, Lisa was watching Facebook videos the other day, scrolling for a link, and there was some weird news on, and it had a news article of some dude vaping some other dude's semen. I was just like, what the fuck, surely not, and yeah, gross. Like, that shit gives vapors a bad name, so I looked into it a bit more, and yeah, it turns out it's all rubbish. He didn't. Which, having seen the video, there was this huge cloud production, which I don't know, but I would imagine you wouldn't get a huge cloud production. More a huge plume of vomit, maybe. You know.
Didn't see any tadpoles wriggling away in the air then.
But, you know, as a vapor, I don't want people getting this bad rep, but you know, that doing that. Okay, it turns out as well. Did a bit more research. It wasn't real. It was like a publicity stunt into online media and how like fake stuff spreads and that. But that to me is exactly what Westboro Baptist Church is to Christianity. You know, you just give them a really fucking bad name.
Yeah.
You know, it's kind of funny, but kind of gross and wrong, and yeah, not good, not good, not good at all.
Not good.
Yeah, so my mum just got back from a holiday in America, and while she was out there, she'd got onto this story about some dude on Facebook reckons that he just got back from a funeral of one of his neighbours, all unnamed, you know, and they died from oil on the lungs that they got from vaping. Now, they claim the person was 67 years old and was otherwise healthy, and it was just oil from vaping. The story is really ambiguous, and just straight away when it's like, you know, some mysterious unnamed person in a vague place, I always just think bullshit straight away. Also, how have we only got, if that is the case, how have we only got one person that happened to? They've been doing research on this. You know, they've proven the PG and VG base doesn't deteriorate lung cells. You know, they did a test where they did a test where e-juice was used, blown across, sort of simulating vaping, and then they had cigarette smoke and they had just air being passed across these cells. And the ones that were exposed to cigarettes showed a 12% degeneration, whereas the ones exposed to the e-juice and normal air had like unmarked sort of tiny level of deterioration, and they were equal. You know, the air, just fresh air and e-juice. And there was a couple of types of e-juices they used, and I'm pretty sure that was funded by Big Tobacco. So, not what I was expecting to hear, that was funded. We'll hook up some info in the comments below. But this story about someone dying from vaping, I'm dubious about it. I know Snopes have been looking into it. They're calling bullshit. They've contacted the hospital that's alleged in it, and yeah, I don't know. Anyone got any info? Yeah, again, hit up the comments below. Let us know what you think. But I call bullshit.
I think if it was real, the major news outlets would have been all over it like flies on shit, because e-cigarettes is a big thing at the minute. Anything that happens in e-cigarettes, it hits the major news outlets. We didn't hear anything about this.
Yeah, and Tony suffers with bronchitis. Used to suffer with bronchitis, and yeah, he's a heavy vapor, you know, and he's not seeing any problems. When I exercise, I'm not feeling tight in the chest like I used to smoke. So I just call bullshit. Now, it's possible something's gone wrong. Maybe a dodgy batch of Chinese e-juice, you know. There have been flavours that have gone in. I mean, there are flavours, not just for e-juice, for cooking ingredients, you know, that they know aren't great for your health. And it's okay if you have it a little bit, but it's if you do it a lot. So if you had a flavour, I know Suicide Bunny got pulled up on it for some of their creamy flavours that they were using. And it's the same for the food stuff. I wanted to make some Harry Potter butterbeer at home, and so I was looking at people saying use this caramel stuff, and it was butterscotch flavouring, and then you search for that and all you see is health worries, it's really bad for you. It's okay a little bit, but you know, health worries long term. So if you had that as your all day vape, then potentially there could be something going on there. And I think we need to get clarification on that, really. What they were vaping. If this is real, you know, why are the details out there? They don't know what setup they were using. We don't know how much they vaped. We don't know what e-juice they were vaping. You know, there's just not enough there for me to believe it. No. One thing that does worry me though is silica wick. You know, I'm always a bit dubious about that. Every time I bought a rebuildable that comes with silica wick, first thing I do is launch that out the window and get some organic cotton in there. Another thing as well, you've got, you know, different metals starting to be used in your atomizers and stuff, and long-term studies haven't been done on that, and you know, there's questions around the copper centre post, you see. again, we don't know, but to have someone die because their lungs were coated in oil and couldn't function, I just think that can't be right. Because you would get to a point where breathing would be difficult, and you'd surely think, I'm struggling to breathe, I've been vaping maybe a new juice, or I've been vaping, you just stop. When I get a bit of a cold, I stop. I did this when I was smoking. If you get a cold, you just stop smoking until you're over it. You don't want to be hitting that. Bullshit. I call bullshit. Bullshit. I don't think we've said our position. Bullshit. We're on the side of bullshit with this story. But yeah, it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Okay, so let's go for a review of what we've been up to this week. So we've launched our channel, and hit the subscribe button if you're enjoying this. We went through the review for the iJust 2 kit, so I've got another couple since we did the reviews. Yeah, I'm loving this unit. It is great. One thing I didn't mention in the review is the noise of it. I suppose that's another downside. I mean, having watched the reviews back, we talk a lot about the cons. To be honest though, you've really got to look for them with this. I love it. It's such a great device, really do. But the noise, it's loud. It's loud. I've got peppermint here, which is bloody harsh when you're vaping it on this. Menthol and peppermint, I love it. They are my all-day vape. Well, I'd say it's probably a bit strong for this. But as a device, I'm still loving it. I'm struggling even more with the lights on it. I really struggle to see them, any sort of light, and you can't tell whether it's on or off. So that is a struggle. But yeah, it's a unit I really love, the iJust 2.
Like you said, I mean, there are a lot of cons with the device, but the pros definitely outweigh it. We watched the video back again. There was a lot more we could have said, we didn't say. Couple that I thought of, it's a noisy tank on there. I don't mind that because I know the production I'm going to get from it is going to be phenomenal, and it has not failed to impress me every single time. The other thing, it's a cheap unit. That is brilliant for me, that it's a battery and a tank for 35 quid, and if I lose it when I'm out and about, I'm not out that much because I can just freely get another one, and I haven't lost sort of like some more money's worth, a more expensive mod and a tank as well. And functionality is just fucking fantastic. I love it. It's brilliant. Yeah,
me too. It's a brilliant device. Yeah, it's great. So after that, we had the review go up for the Tesla Invader 2 Classic. I love this as well. I'm really happy with it. Like I say, the only downside on it was the batteries. They're impossible to remove, but I don't remove them that much. The charge on these two lasts a good couple of days, so it's not a problem. This has been probably my main unit that I've been using this week. That combined with maybe serialised loop in it as well. Yeah, loving that. Really good.
And the last one that we've got is the iStick 100 watt, which we covered fairly well in the video. In terms of updates for that, it's just those fucking clicky up and down buttons. Drives you nuts. Drives you nuts.
So we've worked out that it's a single button on a rocker, and they've just not springed it hard enough. But yeah, it's a great unit, really powerful. Like it. We're really impressed with the size of it, for a dual latent 650 100 watt. It's really good. But then Tony got the Smog M80, and bloody hell, that's tiny. Also a dual latent 650, and that is really small. The size of this unit's fine, it's small, it's good, I'm happy with it. But yeah, the Smog M80 is tiny. We'll get a review of that up next week or so. So we just need to use it a bit more, make sure we know what we're reviewing. So one of the other things I tried this week was e-juice from Liquid, 1 pound e-juice. So this is £1 a bottle for the e-juice, and you pay a bit for the postage on top. Now I've had some good ones from there when I first got into vaping, where you picking your own juices and that off the menthols. Started on menthols and stayed there for a long time. Went there and had pina colada flavour. It's great, love it, brilliant. And I've tried a few other flavours from there, vanilla and stuff, and they're good. One of them I got was vanilla custard. Now, I really love vanilla custard. Let's just say I'm not a fan of the vanilla custard flavour e-juice from there. My review I put on the site hasn't been added. It might have something to do with the fact that I described the flavour as hot catsick on toast. It was fucking rank. I mean, that dude Vaping Semen, I think that's probably preferable to this thing. Not only does it taste of catsick, I mean, I've never eaten catsick, but you know, I've been in proximity to smell it, and it's the same sort of scent, and it just wouldn't leave me, like, just even the thought of it. So I cleaned the tank out and put in fucking menthol, a really strong menthol, and all I could still taste is fucking catsick. It is awful. So, word to the wise, avoid vanilla custard. You might like it, equally you might ruin your setup, so yeah, not for me, not for me. Also this week I've been trying out my new setup, which is the Tesla Sidewinder 25 watt with the Lemo 2 tank by eLeaf, and look at the bloody size of it. It's huge, it's huge. Review coming up, but yeah, it's big, it's big.
Yeah, it is, baby.
Yeah, damn straight. Anyway, thanks for watching SmogVlog. See you next time. Don't forget to like and subscribe and hit us up in the comments below. Cheers. Oh, it's gone everywhere.
Oh no. You spilt your juice.
All down my wood.
Because he's a mucky bastard.
I really am.
I wanted to get it straight in my head first and obviously bounce it off of you. He knows his place. Ready?
Yeah.
Oh, right. So now I'm thinking of you saying no.
No. So, do you think vaping opens up dialogue with people? Clearly not, I think, is the answer here. Vaping actually does the opposite of dialogue. It creates like brain dead. Hello.
Oh, go away, go away, go away. You can't be in here.
We're filming.
We've just been saying that you can't. We don't do it around you.
Out you go. Out you go. Dog ears.
Oh, still got tea.
Oh, wicked. You smell like food. You've been eating. You've been eating. Go on, out you go. Too vaping.
Too vaping.
Vapors.
Tell us if you like your vapor bitty.
Fuck off. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, money shot. It's all gone down his chin.
My eye! My eye!
Not in your hair. Oh, wait.